when I dream. I'm doing you all night. Scratches all down my back to keep it right on. Take it off. The paper is your game. You jump in bed with fame. Another one not paid in full. You're so fine. It won't be a loss. Cashing in the rocks just to get you face to face. You're crazy, bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night. Scratches all down my back to keep it right on. Hey, you're crazy, bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night. Scratches all down my back to keep it right on.
Always catches us unaware.
and we say it every week. Every week. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome.
Happy Monday.
Happy because it's over.
Well, yeah.
Well, for some of us, it's over.
For some of us, it's over.
Our guest, it's just getting going for him.
It's getting going.
But
yep.
We're going to talk to him in a minute. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another podcast of Podcasting Under the Influence. First of all, we want to thank all the replay crew that's going to be coming in after the podcast.
Absolutely.
You guys, thank you for coming in and checking out the podcast when you guys have time. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget about our giveaway. Go back to
we're going to show it off tonight.
You are to show it off again.
I'm going to show it off tonight.
We're to keep plugging the giveaway. 23rd of June at 2 p.m. Central Time is when the winner will be announced.
So
be picked and announced.
Make sure you're sharing it out and liking it.
Yeah.
And saying the phrase.
Yeah. But you got to go to the description
to
figure
go to the
out
description and get all that.
Yep. So real quick, let's go in and say hi to the chat.
Let's do her.
And show our love to our supporters.
Our supporters. Our family.
Our family.
Yeah.
And
our family.
He took a couple weeks from being on top.
Uh-oh.
We got Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Number one again. First one top. In. What's up?
You know what, though? Blakers is always one or two.
Look right there, Blakers.
One or two.
And then you got the Mafia King, Sammy Vargas.
Well, Sammy's celebrating a birthday.
Happy birthday, Sammy. You want me to sing to you? I'll sing.
Listen, no, we want them to stay in the chat. That voice is reserved for me.
Well, who did I sing? I sang it to Kyle last week, didn't I? Was it? Yeah, it was Kyle last week. Who did I sing happy birthday to last week?
See, this is old age. Let's just keep going with the chat.
I sang happy birthday to someone last week. And we got Vance, Blue Zombie Morphs. Welcome, brother. Oh, my beautiful lady, Triple T Sharon, all the way from Texas. I'm going to ride a bitch on her bike. You know that?
I know that.
She done put me on the back of that Harley, and I'm going to ride bitch. We got Brother Ken, LMK Reptiles. Thank you for stopping in. Happy Mofo Monday. Yes, sir. All the way from Georgia, Keys Constructors.
That's brother.
What's up?
Brother
T and Keisha.
Brother Prophet and our sister Keisha.
And then another beautiful lady right here.
Who we got?
Who's always backstage, always running our chats for us. The beautiful Ashley.
That's my sister.
With Tatum's Exotic Reptiles.
That's my sister.
Are you bluing people today?
I am bluing people today.
Because I think, did you have to blue this one up? This next one? You can't see it, can you? Ball game.
I did.
Welcome.
I did
Thank you for stopping in. Hopefully we don't
scare you away.
Disappoint you. But with this guest, there's no way to disappoint you. This is going to be an amazing show. Firefighter 21, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
They're here for Thomas. They're not here for us.
That's okay. That's okay. Because they get to see this pretty face for at least about an hour.
That party mouth.
But so I'm giving you a little warning tonight. this could go over an hour.
Maybe.
Once we start listening to these stories and getting into this chat, I'm telling you, it's there's a good chance it goes over an hour. If you guys have to get off in an hour, please catch a replay because you're not going to want to miss these stories.
I know he's old school. He's got
oh my gosh,
a lot to share, a lot of knowledge, and such a wonderful, lovable person. And I fell in love with him the first time we met him.
And as you can see, scoot that way. Keep going.
I can't go any further. You're gonna knock me off the chair.
So the title of this podcast tonight is Old School Breeder versus New School Breeder. So we're going to talk about the differences from when he was coming up to from a lot of us.
Some of us newer ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Here we go, Mr.
There's
Cameron. That is, it's his son, right? That's Thomas's son. So thank you for stopping in. We got more forage. Just cut their first clutch.
Yeah, we were
first
just
or second clutch.
We were just on their show and had a ball. Had an absolute ball. So
had a very beautiful clown clutch. So congratulations. All the way from Florida.
That's our brother Stan.
Sea of Serpents.
Stan should be on the payroll because every week Brother Stan is in here dropping links for everybody.
Yeah.
Y'all know you can drop your links, but Stan, God bless him, I love him so much.
Yeah.
He's in there dropping links for everybody.
Yeah.
So
all the way from Kansas City, Kansas, all the way from Kansas, all the way across the border. We got Eric and Amanda, PJ's Creations. Thank you guys for stopping in.
Great people. I mean, there is not one person in this chat that we don't love.
No. All the way from the Cajun country in Louisiana. RO 5.0. What's up, brother?
Now, have we been seeing Ro a lot on Wiz on Saturday night?
Yeah. I think he's got himself another spot over there.
He's sharing some spotlight.
Yeah. Another Louisianan, Miss Cara Shea.
Is she from Louisiana?
No, that's Mitzian. I'm sorry, Cara. Might as well move down to Louisiana. Just become a Louisianan. Well, we got beautiful Cara Shea. All City Serpents, James, welcome.
James, welcome.
Thank you for stopping in. Mr. You already know, Mr. Father Don D.
Father Don.
All the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That was one of my best thumbnails.
Was that when another all the way from Florida again? Bod's Exotics. What's up, Jeremy?
In the house.
We got Michaela. Welcome, Michaela.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Coming in from Facebook. Michaela's coming in from Facebook.
Oh, sweet.
So awesome. So it's reaching Facebook.
I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody.
Yeah. We got Miss Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for stopping in. Love seeing your beautiful face.
Absolutely.
J&S Exotics, Mr. James Perry.
James Perry.
Thank you.
If I haven't blued somebody up, somebody better holler at me.
And I know we saw Ashley with Tatum's Exotic, and we know Kyle's in the background.
Kyle's in the back.
Love you, Kyle. Boy, I'm choking myself up. My boo thing just chokes me up. Kyle in the background.
Oh
we got Join Reptiles, Mr. David.
David,
thank you. I tell you what, he's got some beautiful animals. He's always showing them off on TikTok.
Absolutely.
Mr. Michael McCluskey, welcome. Thank you.
That's our neighbor.
That's our neighbor.
That's
that is
our
our neighbor. That's one just down the street.
Just down the street, couple houses down.
Yeah. Coverings of Family Royals.
Now that's our friend that bought our bamboo.
Yep.
And she will be vending with us. Well, not with us, but we will be vending together
in Blue Springs.
in Blue Springs on Sunday for
on Father's Day. So can't wait to see you again.
Absolutely.
All right, we are caught up on chat. We got
up?
through the chat within 10 minutes.
We were trying to be quick tonight because we want to get
Yep.
we want to get Thomas out here.
So let's turn the chat over to Ashley. Let me get rid of that chat.
Ashley's ready to go.
This man needs no introduction. Shit, I'm grabbing. I needed to practice this. I was way off. Damn, I'm still. How the heck?
You're over here.
There we go. There you go. This man needs no introduction. Look, I'm still. What hand is? Oh, it's this hand. This man needs no introduction.
I'm going to put like left and right. Like
I know, because we had problems with the camera before when we first looked out logged on.
I'm gonna date us. Remember back when we were kids and they had left and right on shoes? I never had to have those, but there was some kids. Bless their heart.
But let's bring out Mr. Thomas with Lowlife Exotics.
Thomas is like a pops to us.
Hey, Pop.
Hi, y'all.
Good.
How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm great. You got me cracking up backstage here. I had to have that left and right on my shoes when I was young, you know.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I saw them all the time. And I'm surprised my mama didn't try to put them on me.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Going reverse of that camera messes me up all the time.
It's difficult when you're trying to... And especially when you're showing an animal too.
Yeah.
But you're
looking at it while you're trying to show it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. And when I say a little, I mean just a little, because we're going to dig deep into this.
We're gonna go hardcore.
Okay. I've been a keeper. Well, you guys already know that. For on my own since I was 15, so that's going to be 42 years in October. I've kept all kinds of different animals, not just snakes, but snakes mainly. I kept different kind of birds and rabbits and all kinds of different fancy odd stuff coming up, and I got 7 kids and my 21st grandbaby on the way. I've been driving. Brindley Ann is her name. She's due. Tessa's due to have her on the 3rd of August.
There's Tessa right there. Tessa just popped in.
I can't see the chat, so
that's okay. We're gonna keep you updated.
Yeah,
she's got Brantley and Beckett watching. They're gonna think Papa Tom's a superstar.
Okay.
But she said the boys say hi, Papa Tom.
Hi, boys. Hi, Brantley. Hi, Beckett.
So, yeah.
Now, in case anybody is wondering why Thomas has got his headset on and he looks like he's in a truck, that's because he's in a truck.
Yeah, this is where I live. I just visit home every once in a while,
Now, my sister gets homesick every once in a while, so you do have to bring her back.
Oh, you bet.
Okay.
You don't have to bring her back too soon.
I thought I saw her about 2 miles back up the road. She was all muddy wearing a wedding dress. She looked like the Grudge playing around in a ditch back there.
That don't surprise me at all.
That's how she keeps the bugs off of her.
That sounds like Juicy G.
Right. I'm surprised she ain't showed up at the truck stop looking for a ride back home.
Thomas, lock the doors.
Lock the door.
Lock the doors.
Pull the curtains.
She need to stay gone for a while.
Yeah.
So 40 plus years into the reptile hobby.
Yeah, I've never kept a lot of them at a time. I mean, when we started doing ball pythons, because I had done ball pythons early on, and I gave up really quick. They were a mess when they got to the Midwest back in the day. I mean, in the early or late '90s, early 2000s, and I'm like, I'll just stick with my berms and my retics. I'm fine with those. I already knew what I was doing with them because I'd had them for a while, and then the kids got me a smartphone, and they said, you can play music on this thing, Dad. And I'm like, what? And they turned me on to YouTube. Well, I punched in White Snake, and of course White Snake's music came up, but when I scrolled down, I saw Brian Barczyk holding a blue-eyed leucistic snake. And I'm like, well, who is this kid, and what the hell's going on? It was like I was stuck in a nuclear bomb shelter for about 20 years.
Yeah, you had no idea that they were making videos.
I was so sad, Jeff, when I found that. I was like, oh my God, this has all been going on for the last 10 years. Somebody had figured out ball pythons, and they were making morphs. I remember when I saw my first pied ball python, I was just nuts because I was like, I'm never going to be able to afford one of these ever in my life. They were so expensive, and I make my own now. So
yeah,
we're doing some clown pied clutches. Me and Cameron's working on. Well, he hit a double visual that's hopefully heifer clown. I think he's going to send a shed to Charlie.
Okay.
Oh, good.
That's banana blade hypo pied. That's heifer clown, I think.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that's when I told him, well, the teacher becomes the student someday. He passed me up, and super proud of him. He's just done every clutch that he's hatched out so far has been maternal. He doesn't even have an incubator. And
really?
Yeah. He lives in Alabama, so it's easier for him to do maternal than it would be for us up there.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But he's been nailing some killer stuff, man.
Well, I tell you what, he couldn't have had a better teacher.
He's taking it slow. Thank you. He's taking it slow and easy, not like I did after I saw Brian Barczyk. I bought every snake that I could find. But really eye-catching stuff. I knew, that from the jump.
Right.
Right.
Real quick, we had Miss Bailey's Bailey's Royal Beauty stop in. We had Kike with Boza Reptiles. We have Casey with Goff's Reptiles.
Patrick with Macomorphs.
Patrick with Macomorphs stopped in. Joshua Trask. Joshua, we met him down at the Springfield, Missouri show.
Yeah, we did.
He stopped in now. So thank you guys for stopping in. So the first time we met was what was it about?
That was the first Schaumburg show. That was on Father's Day weekend.
That was been about 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago.
Four or 5 years ago.
And Kurtwood invited us up.
Right.
And then you were there, and then Jim and Angie with Jar Pythons, and
Nikki and Jason.
Nikki and Jason.
Yep, Nikki and Jason. Are they killing it or what, man? They're making some killer stuff.
Yeah. And we had a blast that weekend, and that's what turned us on to the shows.
Yeah.
That was our first reptile show ever.
Yeah.
Me too. I had a great time.
And
that giant pizza you guys bought, and Kurt turned us on to that pizza joint.
I've
never seen a pizza that big in my life before.
It was huge.
And then you guys were making fun of me for eating it with a fork.
You had to eat it with the fork. It was so thick.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. I never had pizza like that.
Yeah. Miss Jamie, welcome. One of the third for More Forage.
Exactly.
So 15 years old What was it? Just a passion? Was it just something that you enjoyed with the reptiles? Is that how you started?
Well, my mom took me everywhere with her. Um, when I was little, a toddler, she had me out in muddy ditches catching frogs and all kinds of mess. Uh, there was a there was a I think it was a pixie frogs. It wasn't. It was an invasive species in California, and they were getting paid so much to catch these frogs. So I was her little buddy that was going to help her catch these big ass frogs to make money. You know, she caught one time that was so big it filled up a whole Folgers coffee can, and he got loose from me, and she got upset because the frog got away. That frog was cash money. Uh, yeah,
So,
she's the one that started me out for my passion with animals. When we stayed at we lived on Travis Air Force Base. That's where I was born at, up northern California by Sacramento, and we there was a reservoir out there. That was you could go do anything you wanted to do back then. People let their kids run around all day. We had come home when the street lights came on.
right.
So we'd go out there. Me and my sister Tammy, she might be in the chat too, and my sister Becky wasn't born yet. But we'd go out there with plastic cups and catch tadpoles and bring them home. One time, me and Tammy uh, had this little container full of tadpoles. Well, we set them up on top of mom and dad's TV. It was one of those old TVs with the tubes in them,
Yeah.
and we didn't think nothing of it. And one day, mom walks in and she's like, Where's your tadpoles at?" And the tadpoles were all gone. Well, they morphed into little baby toads and jumped out of the container, and they was all cooked on the inside of the tubes. They
Oh
filled
my
Oh
the
no.
gosh.
vent holes on their TV set. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, we did that.
I saw Danny with Chain Reaction come in, and I saw Texas Made Morphs come in. So welcome,
Nathan and Raven.
Nathan and Ray.
Yeah.
so but you didn't start out strong. You lost all the pixie frogs, and
Yep.
then you lost the tadpoles,
Yep.
and you said your mom was selling the pixie frogs at the time.
Yeah.
Do you remember how?
They would get paid for catching them?
Do you remember how was there any sort of advertisement at the time?
Oh, as far as I can't remember, how they did that. I don't know, but as far as as when I got older, advertisement, there
Okay,
was there was no kingsnakes.com or any of that stuff. We advertised, um, if you go to the laundromat and they got those cork boards on the wall with
Mm-hmm.
all the phone numbers, your phone number written on there and tore apart like 10 times across the bottom. You could pull one off like a tab. We'd write down what we had with our phone numbers on there, and people would snatch those off. Well, I would put them on the cork board at the vet's office, at the laundromat where my mom worked at the pet store where that John Weigel owns our local pet store, Selfin. Shout out to them in Champaign, Illinois. And Cassie, if you're watching, she's the manager there.
Oh, awesome.
He just retired last Friday, but we'd go tell everybody. It was all word of mouth. And one time I posted one on the cork board at the local grocery store, the IGA store, and the manager saw it and he took it down. I went back to put another one up, and he caught me and he chewed my ass because I was not allowed to sell no snakes off the cork board in his store.
Oh my god.
That's how it was.
And that's how you used to advertise.
Yes.
It was word of mouth. It was friends, and it was
That was it. There wasn't nothing on the computer. Um, when Reptiles magazine started coming out, that was pretty cool. You could, pay for an ad in there. I never did because I've never bred a ton of animals. I've bred what people wanted. Like, there's two clutches in my incubator right now. That's for me and Cameron and my kids and family. And the other clutches are all stuff that other people want, and that's eventually go to the pet store. The pet store is tied in with the University of Illinois, so when there's a lot of local breeders around Central Illinois that take their ball pythons there, and they take the babies and they go over to the university and get them tested, and then they report back to whoever brings uh, the snakes in, and they tell you, oh, those are the best little ball pythons we've ever seen. They're the most well behaved and the healthiest snakes. And that gets done for us for free.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So you went from a cork board to the magazine evolving
Yeah.
to
And then I think I was about 15 or 16. Then that's when I started keeping uh, reptiles on my own, and that started out with wild caught retic that I got at a pet shop, a mom and pop's pet shop in San Antonio, Texas, in 19. Let's see here, 1976, 77. I went down to me and another buddy of mine. We took off to Texas to go see Texas Jam 2. Well, we got caught by the police on the way down there.
Oh my God.
So they shipped us back home, because we weren't allowed to be doing that. They said, well, they called our parents, and our parents, my mom, she wasn't too upset about it because I had done some wild shit already by then. And Kevin was my buddy Kevin. That's my best friend since grade school. I was just talking to Ashley about him. He lives in North Richland Hills, about 5 or 10 minutes away from where they live at. And his sister was like, "Nah, let him go," you know. So we ended up back home late that night, and then I did get permission to go down there later, and I stayed with a buddy of mine, his Ed Carley. Uh, we're friends since eighth grade, whatever.
uh,
And got my job at the Whataburger down there, and
Oh, the Whataburger.
Whataburgers, and I picked that snake up, and then I did come back to Illinois, and I bought a army surplus duffel bag, one of them big long ones with the long strap that you can throw over your shoulder and carry
yep.
all your stuff in. I stuffed that retic into that duffel bag and took him on a Greyhound bus with me all the way back to Illinois
Oh
on the Greyhound bus. And on the way up, we was somewhere around St. Louis on the way back, and it was dark out. It was nighttime, and I started worrying about the snake because he never moved. I thought, maybe I suffocated him in there. And I unzipped the zipper a little bit, and his head popped out. This little lady sitting across the aisle from me saw that, and she started to jump up and run down the aisle of the bus screaming, "He's got a snake!" And she was a tiny lady, I gently grabbed her and sat her on my knee and said, "Man, please don't scream and get me kicked off the bus. I promise you that I will zip that bag up and I'll never open it again till I get off the bus. Please don't scream." And she said, "You better not open that bag again." And she sat there the whole ride till we got up to Rantoul, Illinois, where I was getting dropped off at. and she stayed awake the whole time. She watched me. She was waiting for my hand to go back down to that zipper and check on
Oh
that
my
snake again.
gosh.
Um,
We
he
were
was
supposed to
she.
tell Thomas that Steve-O
Yeah.
is doing good.
Yeah. Steve-O is doing good.
What up, Steve? I just talked to Steve at oh, Steve-O, that's Aubrey. That's one of the girls I mentor. Yeah, she just picked up a vanilla leopard male. He's gorgeous, and took him home with her.
Nice.
Well, I tell you what.
She's awesome. That girl she just turned 18 years old. I've helped her with the reptiles. She has a turtle named after me and Brian Barczyk. His name is Thomas Barczyk.
Oh, I love it. I love
Well,
it.
She
if
she
she needs another vanilla to make super vanillas, I got some vanilla mandarins, double het DG hypo.
I saw that.
Quick little
She
plug.
might not need one of those. I might need one of those. She she is an amazing young lady. She works at a group home for young men that they can't go out into society. They just can't function correctly,
Yep. Yep.
And she works with them, and she's also on the fire department in her town. She is
That's
a
Yeah.
awesome.
she's a fireman. She's 18 years old.
That's awesome. There
Yep.
she is. There's a picture of her.
Hi,
Firefighter 21.
hi, Aubrey.
Yeah. So
Did you see
I see Big D Derek
Big
is
D?
in.
Big D, Big
Big
D,
D.
Big D.
I can't say
I got one of Big D's snakes. She's about ready to lay eggs.
one of the blue ghosts.
No, it's albino that's at VPI. I put a VPI pin to her so that I can make snow pins
Okay.
in the future. Those sell pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't make you're not going to make thousands of dollars off of them, but uh, I make a lot of stuff that people like, and make the stuff that I want for me and my kids. As
Yep.
far as ball
There's nothing
pythons go.
wrong with that. There's
Yeah.
No,
nothing at all wrong
Yeah.
with that.
no.
Yep. So
Um,
so after the magazine came out,
right.
what was it, magazine, and then it went to like online type stuff, or was
Yeah.
there?
The kingsnake.com, uh, which I slept right through kingsnake.com. I never got on kingsnake.com because I didn't have a computer. So when I finally got a computer and smartphone, um, that's when Morph Market started. I've been watching Morph Market since they put the first snakes on Morph Market. I remember when Morph Market only had 8,000 snakes on it, and then it got up
Right.
to 60,000 something.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched the auctions too. I have a couple snakes still that I got in 2015, 2016, maybe. Those are the ball pythons that Trent stole from me. My son. The first couple that we got from Ben Siegel, and then we started. My dad got sick, and I started having to fly out to California. And every time I'd fly back from California, I'd stop at Brian Potter's shop. I had been to Tinley by then, and I'd stop at Brian Potter's shop and grab a snake from him and bring it back home with me. I had to fly out there like 13 times uh, 13 different flights, not 13 times, but when Dad got sick and he passed away. Every time I came back, I bought a snake from Brian.
Okay.
Well,
So Joshua's asking, what's your favorite morph, color, or pattern?
My favorite morphs are leopard, incomplete dominant stuff. I like the real drippy leopard. There's like two kinds of it that I've found. That one of them's really banded, more banded, and then there's a real drippy leopard. and I
Right.
like those. Leopards, I like bamboo. All can hate on bamboo and pinstripe all you want. I love them. There's a lot of single gene morphs that I love, but my favorite uh, is it's still leopard. I love leopard. I have a bunch of leopard stuff. I
And
have
Angie and I would,
confusion.
yeah.
I have confusion. Confusion, I like acid. Confusion, they're okay. But when you put them with leopard, they really set leopard off.
They do.
It's
They really
They
do.
do. They do.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
I love, for just one of your basic jeans, leopard. It's always going to be my go-to. It's always going to be my favorite. I love
yeah,
acid. I love cantaloupe.
yeah,
I love the zebra, but
yeah.
leopard is
Zebras,
always going to be my favorite.
yeah, zebras are recessive, isn't it?
Right. Right.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say I really like zebra too, Angie. I would have to say that the more I see of it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
Um,
pretty.
Yeah.
I like ultramel. I like monarch. I really like the monarch GHI that John Feely made just a while back. That
Yep.
snake is gorgeous, man.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I haven't. I tell people that I haven't found a morph that I don't like with something. It's if you, they might not look so nice on their own,
Right.
when they're older, but still, there's something you can put anything else with that's going to make a crazy looking ball python.
Correct.
You just
Oh
have
yeah.
to take your time and do it. Like that banana combo that I made last year
Uh-huh.
and held back. She just keeps getting prettier and prettier.
I don't think
I
we
love
held
that
any
snake.
bananas back last year.
We did not hold
Yeah.
any bananas back last year.
No, we
I
only.
love banana. I've got banana and ultramel. I love banana too. Banana, I think banana should have been named butterscotch. They just didn't wait long enough for it to turn into butterscotch. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
love banana. I love it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about banana, Miss Banna Fields, who I call Banana, she's in now.
So
I
is
call her.
Patrick.
I call her Banna, not banana.
Yeah. Yeah. I made the mistake, a few shows ago. I saw her chat pop up and immediately I thought it said banana. And so I called her Banana immediately. So now that's her nickname for me is Banana.
Right.
So, and then Patrick Saunders, Patrick, a little bit of everything is in now. So
Always in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so back, I'm gonna date that back to pre-COVID because I think that's when there was a lot of change in there was social media pre-COVID. But I think since COVID, so the social media reptile community has really blown up.
It has.
But let's go back to pre-COVID. How were the breeders? Were breeders helpful to one another? If someone was getting into the hobby, were breeders helpful?
Back in when I first started keeping the big snakes by myself, no. I had a friend of mine that I worked with, his dad kept big snakes too. Um, if you didn't know somebody and make friends with them, then you was just out there on your own. There wasn't a lot of reptile keepers, period, back then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there wasn't. You had to make your own cages. And people were keeping everything in aquariums, big aquariums and stuff too. There wasn't, it didn't have the rack systems yet and all that stuff.
And the PVC stuff, it was you made it out of wood and chicken wire.
There was a lot of gatekeeping back then, wasn't there, Thomas? That nobody shared secrets or really wanted to help you out much.
Yeah, it wasn't. You just did everything on your own. Just kept banging away, and then stuff would start popping up. Like when I first started raising berms, I buy clutches from a guy down in St. Louis. That he had a little, I don't know if it's still there, um, down there by Six Flags. It was a little tourist trap while you were going back to down this old dirt road to a campground right outside of Merrimack Caverns. He had signs out by the highway that said, "Come see Frank and Jesse," and Frank and Jesse were his alligators. He 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 owned a little tourist trap back there, and he built his reptile room and his little. He had oddities in there. He had the actual jail cell that Jesse James was uh, held in when he was arrested, and you'd pay $3 or $5, I can't remember it was, to get in. And if you bought any reptiles off of him, you got your $5 went towards whatever you bought, right? Um, so we went down there. The first time I ever met him, we went down there on vacation to actually go to Merrimack Caverns, and we stumbled on uh, his little facility he had built on the side of his house. And you go in there and pay to go in there, and then go in the back and look at all the animals. And that's where I first saw a big Burmese female on the clutch of eggs.
Uh-huh.
And they had some that had hatched out, and bought a we bought a normal, a green Burmese, and an albino. Uh, and we took those home with us. He had um, golden eyelash vipers in there. He had that's the first time I ever saw a blood python
Okay.
or Sumatrans or Borneos. He had one of each of those. You
Uh-huh.
walked down this hallway. When you got down this hallway, it opened up into a great big room, and there those two alligators were behind glass. They each had their own enclosure with a great big pond. And he said, "You got here just in time today." He opens up the door on the front, and them alligators come right up to your face, splashing water, and it's like, "Oh my God!" And he's "We got the delivery of the chickens today," and he starts feeding these alligators these big old chickens. I was like, "Geez." And he had ins with the Illinois State Troopers as well. So if anybody had anything legal or illegal, they would call him and he'd come get it. Well, we got the opportunity. Now I don't have the pictures anymore. I wish I did to show you. It was so fun. My second wife Tara and I were there with the kids, and he brings out it's a full-grown caiman and sets it on the floor right in front of me. He said, "Pick him up." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Oh, go ahead and pick him up. He won't hurt you." So I reached down. I got this caiman, and they're taking pictures of me with him. And then he tells Tara, my second wife, he tells her, he said, "Now you follow him wherever he goes." And she's like, "What?" And she followed him. And after I put him back down on the ground, he took off. His enclosure was inside the house. He'd go up the stairs and through the door, and Tara followed him up the stairs and through the door and closed the door behind him after he jumped in his pond.
Wow.
And he also had a lion in his backyard, you guys.
Oof.
We went out back and we saw he had I think it was a Galapagos tortoise. It was either a Galapagos or an Aldabra, really big one. We were fascinated by the tortoise, and the lion walks up while we're looking at the tortoise. he roared right in my brother-in-law's face while he was knelt down looking at the tortoise. And you're so close to him when he done that. Your heart shake inside your body. You could feel your heart vibrating inside your body when that lion roared that close to you. I mean, you could almost reach out and touch him.
Oh my God.
That place was great. I don't know if it's still there. I imagine he was probably 10, 20 older, 10 or 20 years older than me then. So I imagine he's probably passed away by now. But it was so fun.
Yeah.
And I get snakes off him and raise them up and take them out in the trucks with me. And I would advertise on my CB radio that I had snakes for sale, because most of the places in the United States, it was illegal to have a constrictor in the city limits, so the pet stores couldn't even sell them, and they would even consider a corn snake a constrictor because it wraps around its prey.
Anything that wrapped.
Yeah. Anything that wrapped, even if it didn't say, constrictor or anything like that in its scientific name, it still was classified as that, and you couldn't have it inside city limits. So I took snakes to the truck stops and sold them from the truck stops.
Isn't that something? Yeah. So you were the first morph market.
Yeah. Everybody wanted big snakes back then too, so I'd buy them and raise them up till they were about 6 or 8 feet long and go sell them. I had a big Burmese. It was a male that I kept. We named him Sinbad because I wasn't a truck driver then. That's before I started driving trucks. My wife and I were health techs, and we worked at a nursing home together. My second wife, and no, sorry, that's wrong. I hadn't married her yet. I had Sinbad when I was single by myself, and I named him Sinbad. No, that's right. We were at the nursing home. I named that Burmese Sinbad because the director of nursing at that nursing home was Sinbad's big brother, the comedian Sinbad.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, and he would get us tickets to go see him and give them to people that worked there, and that's why I named him Sinbad, after his little brother, who is the comedian Sinbad.
His little brother, who's actually a big brother.
Oh, his big brother. Yeah, I didn't know who was the oldest. The younger brother looks older than the big brother. His younger brother that ran the nursing home, he looks older than Sinbad. Sinbad looks younger than him.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So when you typed in white snake for the first time, and you saw Brian Barczyk holding a white snake.
Yeah. I lost it.
Right. And you were like, who's this young kid?
Yeah.
Did you know who Brian Barczyk was at the time?
Had no idea.
Never heard of him.
No.
The
only reptile keepers I had heard of then were Tom Crutchfield. Yeah, he's the only big time reptile breeder that I knew that was out there. I didn't know about Pete Call or any of those guys, Vin Russo, Kevin McCurley. When I learned about all those guys through watching Brian Barczyk.
Okay.
And I wanted to meet Kevin McCurley because I was a metalhead. I love snakes, and I finally got to meet him. And I told myself the whole time that I wasn't going to be a fanboy. And as soon as I got to meet him, I was like, "Hi, Kevin. Nice to meet you." It was horrible. It was fucking horrible.
Now, was it at this last Tinley?
No, that was Kevin and Brian and all them had stopped coming to Tinley, and then It was the first time that Kevin came back to Tinley.
Okay.
I took $20,000 with me to Tinley that year, and I almost bought Bugatti, the Bolin's Python. Kevin showed me him and let me hold him. I almost bought Bugatti, but I had never uh, studied Bolin's Python or anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, I better not, you know. But I did want to buy. He had the most gorgeous black-headed Sumatran.
Uh-huh.
Elijah from Juggernaut makes black-headed Sumatrans that look like that, and I wanted that. And I'm like, let me look around, blah blah blah. So this is if you go to Tinley and you've got your money with you and you see something, you better buy it, because when you finally decide you want it and you go back, it'll be gone.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I went back to, there was
Yes.
a pair of them I was looking at, was at Kevin's table, and then Steve Whistler had another black-headed one, and they would have made a pair, of male and a female, and yeah, they were gone when I went back. So I
Yeah.
still don't have any type of short-tail pythons.
Yeah, you,
Um,
you could still be breeding them to this day.
yeah. Um, I went to the Midwest Reptile Expo in Indy last weekend. I rode my bike over there, and Brandon Osborne had some really nice uh, uh, blood pythons. The big red ones. He had
Uh-huh.
a bunch of. He had about 3 or 4 of those there, and I talked to him and Steve from Wise Guys and
Yep.
True. They had their set up there. Everybody was doing well. Steve sold. I bought a little Hurricane off
Okay.
of Steve. Because I don't have that gene in my collection. I haven't worked with it at all yet. Um, and True, they said they had sold 16 snakes by the time I got there, and that was just after lunch.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Brandon sold 12 already. So
nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were doing real good.
You know, the topic last weekend was online sales compared to shows.
Right.
And our guest last week was talking about
F&A.
Fred and AJ with F&A, they were talking about their online sales are just going crazy, when
Yeah.
ours is just the reverse. It's the shows that we're doing real well at.
Yeah. They've put Fred and AJ's have some stuff on the auction once in a while, and they'll post a deal here now and then too. Uh, they're not pricing stuff high and holding it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're making snakes and they're selling snakes.
Yep. Yep.
I've looked at some of their stuff. They got some nice stuff. There's a couple of snakes I wanted to snatch up from them. I'm gonna waiting and seeing what more they make. I do that too. I'm real patient about it.
I know. Every year when we meet out at Tinley, you're always taking something home, though.
Yeah, I did not buy a ball python or any other type of snake the last Tinley.
But your daughter did.
Yeah.
But your daughter did.
No, that was Brittany. Brittany's not my daughter. Brittany chauffeurs me to the shows if the weather's bad. I mentored Brittany too. She's doing good. She just got her a new place, and she's got a whole. She didn't breed any of her. She's breeding one pairing, I think, because she's moving all of her animals.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's Brittany Hurst. She has Night Lily exotics.
Okay.
Okay. I always thought she was your daughter.
No, she could be my daughter. She's ornery shit. She's funny as hell. We are at each other's throats halfway to a show and halfway back. just talking trash. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
I sent her the link. I don't know if she's in the chat or not.
Yeah, I haven't seen her.
I haven't seen her yet.
But Firefighter 21 did say she can't wait to go to Tinley.
It's going to be Aubrey's first time to go to Tinley.
Are you taking her up this year?
She's if it's warm out, she's probably going to drive herself or ride with Brittany or her and her cousin.
Uh-huh.
They're like two peas in a pod.
Okay.
They're I can't remember if her cousin is. See, her mom, Aubrey's mom, has a twin. They're twins. I've known them since they were in diapers.
Oh my gosh.
They're moms. So yeah, they will. If it's nice out, I'll ride my Harley. If not, we'll all ride together up there. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Miss Connie stopped in. Thank you, Miss Connie.
and shout out to Natalie Tome if she's in the chat. She got a scholarship to Purdue, I think. I made sure she got her crested geckos. She has a crested gecko from us, and she decked out that crested gecko's enclosure. It's so nice. She already had completed her first year of college while she was still in high school.
Oh, nice.
She wants to be a veterinarian. I took her, when I take them up there, I get them their first U.S. ARC membership for the first year, and I take them and introduce them to, people and breeders that I love so much. I introduced Natalie to Tom Harbin.
We love Tom.
Tom.
Yep.
He's great, isn't he?
Yes.
He is.
And I take them by the tables. I like Dr. Wells, Mike and Angie Wells. They used to be called Slither Incorporated. I think they're from Illinois. He's a
Is that the one we got the
veterinarian.
Ultramel from? Or Ultramel?
Now it's I think it's Wells Exotics or something like that
It
on North
might
Market.
be.
Yeah.
Dr. Mike Wells. They're one of the first people I ever met too. I met them at the Midwest Reptile Expo in Indy. That's the first time I ever saw Hypo GHI Mojave.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Cassandra said Tom knows everybody.
I love going to Tinley. It's like church to me.
We always call it
really
a family reunion.
It is a
Yeah.
family reunion.
It is.
So, yeah. So when back and I'm to go back to the pre-COVID stages.
Okay. You
You
got to catch me if I start getting sideways, because I'll just go off on a tangent.
so
I love
so
talking about everything that's happened in the reptile community since I've been a kid.
Well, and that's why we wanted to say from the get-go, we could talk for hours. I mean, when we're at Tinley, and we find a little space we can talk. We're there for hours
there for
and
a
we're
while.
talking.
It's usually right in front of Tom's booth.
And
Tom Harbin.
Yeah.
It's usually right there in front of Tom's.
Yeah.
Stephen and Courtney are in.
just popped in.
Welcome.
Love them.
Friends.
There's something else. Steven is so smart, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can learn stuff just standing next to Steven.
Right.
Steven has that business angle. He knows the right ways to put the cameras and the lighting, and I love
He's
talking
amazing.
to Steven.
Yeah.
Love talking to Steven.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
So
Courtney too. I'd miss Courtney at the last Tinley. She was busy with a baby.
She's such a pistol. I love her to pieces. I absolutely love her to pieces.
Well, I think the first time we met him, the baby was in a wrap.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So, and that's been a couple years.
I'm watching his sunset stuff, and Shane Kelly.
Well,
Shane's
Stephen
awesome too.
Stephen and Courtney's where we got our sunset stuff. So
Yeah.
can't get any better than that.
Yeah. I got my start from. I just have one, and it's not a visual. It's a double het banana. I got from Brock.
Mm-hmm.
It's banana double het sunset clown male.
Okay. I tell you that was eye opening. So when we vended St. Louis last year,
He said the baby was 6 weeks old.
Okay. Yep. I
knew
the baby was a baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Brand new.
So right across our way, I mean, we looked out the front of our booth and was Brock. And I tell you, that was eye opening. Yeah. Vending next to, Brock Wagner.
Yep.
And it was very cool.
It was a lot of fun. And Stephen and Courtney were there. So Stephen was always coming around, and we got to chat with him a lot. So.
And then we vended right next to the Jersey guys.
Yeah.
So that was a fun show. That was our first NRBC vending, and we had fun. We were surrounded by some good people.
Yeah, it's a good show. Now, Brock and Sean Smith and the new kids, those kids are so awesome. It's 765 Exotics that was across from you too, or down the way from you. That is Logan Buckles and his girl Kylie. They are from Lafayette, Indiana, and he's actually got his family has a feed store, and he actually has his own pet shop inside the feed store.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah, I just picked up, it's been a while, but I picked up a banana cypress that's het for pied, and I'm not saying what I'm going to do with her when she gets bigger. So, she's beautiful. Oh my gosh. He had one of those accident clutches like Mike did from Herp Collectors. He had a clown that was het for pied, and he was going to make make a visual pieds that were het for clown.
Okay.
When he got a pied from Sean, and he turned out getting 2 or 3 clown pieds out of it because the pied was het for clown and he didn't know it.
Oh, nice.
When he bought it, yeah, and I was like, whoa, man, they're so lucky, them guys.
Yeah. But I got a Cypress something or other het pied het lav, that's for sale.
What is it?
What is she? Cypress.
I can tell you. She's right here.
It's double het lav pied female.
Yep.
I might have to talk to you about that.
What is?
Orange Dream Cypress.
Yeah. OD Cypress het lav het pied.
Okay.
Yeah. We might have to turn off the. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to see that, honey. Everything's so small. Here's what I put on: my purple granny Father Don glasses.
Father Don. You want to do the one screen?
And I still can't see it. Oh, there. That's nice.
Oops. I got to get rid of this pop-up real quick. There we go. Move it my way. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yep, we can make some fancy stuff with that with one of the males I got from Shane Kelly.
Yeah. So going back, so post-COVID, with everybody getting into the hobby,
right?
You buy a snake, you have a snake, and your intentions to breed, and by no, I am not. This is not a rant. This is not a. I want to know what it was like in the prior to COVID when you were coming up to the way it is now. So nowadays, you buy a snake, you watch videos, you call yourself Celtic Balls or whatever, right? You automatically come up with a brand, and you say you're a breeder.
Well, people made their brands and stickers and everything else, and a lot of them didn't even have snakes.
Right. So how was it back then? I mean, if you called
back then, before all the logos and the stickers and everything.
Yeah.
You just made connections, got your snakes from whoever you could get them from, and you like me, I'd raise them up and sell them. Like I said, I'd buy clutches and then sell them. I never even tried to make a clutch myself with a ball python until 2000. I think the first clutch that Trent made was 2016, maybe 2015, 2016, 2017, right in there. I bought snakes from other people, like that guy down in St. Louis who I'd made contacts with, and my local pet store, Sailfin Pets, buy stuff from John Weigel, and I would grow it up and sell it because everybody wanted a big snake until the ball python craze hit. Everybody wanted big snakes. Then the ball pythons came, and then it was all about the morphs, and they didn't care about the size of the snake.
Right. So if you bought a clutch and raised it up and sold it, would you have called yourself a breeder?
No, it was the notorious flipper. That everybody says now. There was a time when everybody get pissed off because somebody buy a snake from somebody, would decide they didn't want it, and they would see their snake that they sold somebody 6 months ago on the internet for sale again, and everybody gang up on them and chew their ass out and call them a flipper, stuff like that. Well, that's what I did back then. That was 30 years ago.
But that was more prevalent, and it was more accepted back then.
Yes, there was no label. You weren't called a flipper. There was no name for it. You just, that's the snake man that you get the snakes from.
Right.
It's real simple. It wasn't complicated like everything is now.
Yeah. So even though we've evolved, with the social medias, with all the different morphs, with everything, the stickers, the branding.
Yeah, I love the stickers. I still love the stickers. If somebody out there doesn't have or has stickers, doesn't have my sticker and wants it, hit me up on Instagram. I love stickers. My reptile room, the doors are stickered completely from the top of the door to the bottom of the door. And I got 2 more doors to fill. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
You're fine. We love the stickers too. We've got half of the podcasting desk filled. We have a whole other table that we filled. We love stickers too. So we get it.
The pins, the swag, I love it all. I love everything about what's going on. All the cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut anybody down for anything they're wanting to try to do.
No,
absolutely.
In anything to help you brand yourself. I mean, because there's so many of us now. Yeah. Any little notch, any
small thing that you can do to get your name out there, to get your face out there, to get people interested in what you have to offer. It's positive for us.
Right.
Like the bags and the patches that Robin put out from Redline. Cool shit. That was cool stuff, man.
Yeah. It was just something new. I mean, no one had thought of it. Everybody would hand out stickers and swap stickers, and now you have these patches. Yeah.
And T-shirts and all that jazz.
Well, and talking about T-shirts, last Tinley or 2 Tinleys ago. So on Friday, if people don't know, on Friday, I usually wear someone's t-shirt. Saturday, we wear our own. And then Sunday, I wear someone else's t-shirt. Well, it was Friday. Everybody was setting up and I'm walking around and I ran into your son. I think it was your son, right? Or your son-in-law.
No, that was my second oldest boy, Tom, the blonde-haired one with Sammy.
Right.
Yeah.
And he came up to you. He said, like, Dad, someone's wearing your t-shirt.
Wearing your shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's Geoff and Angie. They had so much fun. That's when I think I rented 3 hotel rooms that weekend. And we went back and forth from Tinley to the Villain Arts Tattoo Festival at Rosemont Horizon. Yeah. And I watched the girls, and it was before Morph Market got sold to Darian.
Uh-huh.
Who had it before Darian? I can't remember his name. Sammy and Tom didn't have tickets to get into the auction. And Sammy was like, I am going in this auction. And she was all the way up at the front, fighting her way through the doorway. And the guy that owns Morph Market said, you are coming to sit at the table with us. So they are at the round table right in front of the podium where Brian, talks from.
Uh-huh.
And they called me on the phone while I was back in the room with their kids. And I've always like, one of these days I'm going to get at one of those round tables up there, and they called me and said, hey, Dad, guess where I'm at? And turned the camera around. I'm like, fuck me. How did you get at the round table? And Sam was like, I fought my way to the front door, and the guy from Morph Market took us to his table. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
You can't beat that.
Now, is that
so
the year?
Not fair. I said, next year we are not bringing the kids. I'm not babysitting for anybody.
And then you just end up sitting all the way in the back.
I still did. I did. Me and Brittany sat all the way in the back in the second row of the cheap seats.
Now, is that the year you got sick?
The year I got what?
Didn't you get sick after we went out to lunch that time?
That was the year before.
Was that the year before? Okay.
I had a infection in my bloodstream and didn't know it.
Yeah.
I almost damn near died, Geoff.
Man.
Me and Trent left, and I'm like, you want to go to the mall, buddy? That was when it was me, Trent, Kurt, Chip and his daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Angie and Miranda, and you and Angie.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So we left the restaurant and headed to the mall in Oak Park. And halfway there, I was like, dude, I don't feel right. The closer we got to the mall, I'm like, I got to turn around. We got to go pick up all our snakes and we got to get back to the house. I'm going to die if we don't turn around and go back home now. Right. So, yeah, our VIP passes were out the window. That was like at noon.
Yeah.
By 12:30, 1 o'clock, we were headed south. And I ended up going into the emergency room the next morning.
Okay.
Because
that was a Saturday we went out to lunch.
Yeah, we went out to lunch.
Yep.
Yeah. I had some kind of bacterial infection in my bloodstream. It wasn't from the food. They never did nail it down.
Right.
But I had to take one type of medicine and it wasn't working. Then they gave me another type of medicine and it was too strong for me. It had sulfur in it and I had an allergic reaction to it.
Oh, God.
And they finally put me on a third one and it worked and I was good.
Thank God.
Yeah. It kicked my butt.
Yeah. Pre-COVID days or post-COVID days? What community do you like better?
Post-COVID, I like progress.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching all the young people doing all the new stuff. You know, like uh, uh, Terrence and Keisha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the podcasts popped up. Everybody started sharing everything. Uh, the all of it. You know, Charlie uh, doing the DNA sequencing and RGI. All those guys doing
Yep.
all the new stuff. I
Yep.
mean, all the genes. Like I said, I remember when I first saw a pied ball python. Most amazing thing I ever saw in my life. I almost cried when I saw the price tag. And the lady said, are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm not okay. I'm never going to be able to afford one of these ever." Um, that's before, you know, the snakes. Back then they held their price a lot longer because they were newer and nobody had them. There was just
Right.
Right.
a certain core of people that had these animals,
Yeah.
and if you didn't have the money to get one, you weren't getting one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you had to have money to get the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Now to get the cool stuff, all you have to have is patience.
Right. Right. Because within a year, I mean, it's
If
to
you
be
wait, yeah, that's when after COVID. Well, there was a time in between COVID and when the snakes first. It is true that every 3 to 5 years the prices go up and down. Though not the prices, the popularity of the animals goes up and down like a roller coaster. And so yeah, if you wait long enough, if you're patient long enough, you're going to get to be able to get the animals that you want. You're not going to sell one for $20,000, $25,000, but
right.
you'll be able to have the animals that you want in your collection.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then you can go from there. Later on down the line, 4 or 5 years, you might hit that $25,000, $30,000 snake that nobody else has seen before.
right. Now,
And
have you seen any gene out there, a certain gene where the price was high, the price dropped, and then the price jumped back up?
um, banana did that. It was real high, and then it went down. It didn't go back up to where it it originally was. Not even close. But once Garrick DeMeyer and everybody figured out the female maker male
Right. Oh
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
then the price went back up. The female maker male was worth more than a regular male. The females, when they came down to hit rock bottom, then they went back up a little bit. Like, I
Uh,
mean, you can get a 3 or 4 gene combo banana female for $400 still.
uh,
I paid $600 for single gene banana female when I got my first one.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
Um, but they 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 they're they're never gonna, once they drop, they're never gonna go back up to 25, $26,000.
Right. Right.
The combos that you can make down the road with them will, you know, that's evident. All you got to do is watch Justin Kabilka's Morph Market page and watch their videos, you know, the stuff that Summer makes and all that.
Yeah.
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 That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So,
Justin took
so
it to a new level.
yeah.
I, I, I think sometimes, how would it be if Ben Rennick wouldn't have got killed and him and Justin together? What kind of snakes would those two guys have made together?
Because they pretty much had the same mindset.
Yeah.
It was amazing, man.
But you know,
Amazing.
there's another one that, and we were talking about him earlier, that has that same mindset, and that's Steven. Steven has that same mindset.
They can see things in the animals that other people can't see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they
Yeah.
were looking at their. I think he just did a video on finding something else in the sunset clutch that him and Shane just made.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're shed testing all those.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which means we might have something in ours since it came from their sunsets.
Exactly. Yeah. The first clowns I made by accident.
Really?
Yeah, I was on a pod. I was in the chat on a live with one of the guys from Texas. Sammy was on there. There's a bunch of people on there, and I was like, dude, I accidentally made clowns, and they're like, never say that making clowns is an accident.
Right.
There's never any accidents. There's
Yeah.
never any accidents.
Yeah.
I had a old the first banana het clown male that I ever bought. I still have him. I've only ever sold one breeder male of all the snakes I've ever bought. I still have them all in my collection. Not the ones I hatched out to sell, but every snake I've ever bought is still in my collection except for one. And
Wow.
I bought a clown, or no, a banana that was het for clown. And I'm a cheap ass. I'm always trying to talk people down, on their prices. And that's been a gift. I'm never ever going to say what Brock Wagner sold me that banana double het sunset clown for. But I was trying to talk. I've got it written down who I got it from at home. I can't remember what his name was. He was an East Coast breeder and he moved to California. And I kept trying to talk him down on this banana that's het for clown, and he's like, man, if you just pay what I'm asking for the snake, I'll give you a female that you can breed with him.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, man, I'll pay what you're asking. And he sent me this banana that was het for clown because I wanted to make a banana clown. And I didn't care. So he sent me a female bumblebee with this banana that was het for clown. And I raised the banana that was het for clown. I started raising him or breeding him the stuff to make some pos hets,
Yep.
And all this 5 years go by, and this bumblebee is humongous now. She's huge. I'm like, I'm just going to throw him in there with her and see what happens.
Yeah.
And half the clutch was clown. She was het for clown too.
So Mike Duvall, Morph Avenue, and Banna both said that it was OD that's floating around in their sunset.
Yeah, that's right.
And Joshua has the question.
And then Joshua's asking, how often is a new morph created? And
the new morphs happen by accident whenever.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they're called morphs. They're mutations. I asked this in a chat that Justin was in, and nobody ever answered. And I'm still asking the question: do you think that mutations are caused by two different morph combos coming
creating
together?
a new morph?
Yeah, and nobody said anything, and I still wonder about that. If a GHI Mojave, and you breed it to this other one, and then something new pops out. Is it just a random mutation, or is it something in the genetics that's hitting together at the right time in the two different snakes that's causing a new mutation, a new morph?
Right.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
That way.
It's a very good possibility. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. I get into all the genetics, but like Steven probably knows why it happens. Or Billy, or somebody that's been doing it way longer than any of us.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been doing ball pythons for like almost 10 years. That's all.
Okay.
That's not a long time. People think, oh, well, that's a long time. That's not a long time in the big, scheme of things. That's not a long time.
Right.
It's not a long
Okay.
time in ball pythons when you got to hold an animal for 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you can breed it. 10 years is not a long time, you know. So
Mm-mm. So be, be, before we say our farewells, I want you to explain your logo and how it came about.
uh, low life. I've got crap for that too, and now I'll tell you the original reason why I put low life on my logo was because a buddy of mine, he's like the best mechanic in the world. If I try to fix something on my Harley, I'd mess it up worse, and I'd call him, and he'd come over and he'd say, "Stay away from the damn toolbox." He'd say, "I gotta come fix what you messed up and what's wrong with the bike." His name was Clarence Richardson. We called him Dog, D-O-double-G. We used to ride down to Little Sturgis and back for the races and rallies and all that stuff. And he had Low Life tattooed across the back of his shoulders. Uh, he had just got married and had a little boy to a gorgeous woman named Kat. Shout out to Kat if she's watching. Had a little boy named Chance Maximus Richardson. Well, when he was working on my bike the second or third time we went, uh, he started coughing. And I'm like, man, you need to get that shit checked out. He's like, no, I'm fine. We got back and a few weeks went by and I got a phone call. We came over there and we was hanging out. And he's like, man, he said, I got to tell you guys something. And I was like, what? He said, I got stage 4 lung cancer. And that's why Low Life is on my logo.
Gotcha.
And we also incorporated Low Life because we don't do anything that's arboreal. But the original reason why it's on there is because in memory of my buddy Dog. Yeah. That's why it's on there. And
now how about the actual?
I'll tell you something else. His son just got out of the hospital yesterday or the day before. He's half grown now. He's wrestling and in 8th grade, but now he can't do any of that because he kept telling his mom, "Oh, my back's hurting, and she's, we're all like, tough it up, And Kat took him in to see what was wrong with his back, and he had scoliosis. He had the hugest kink in his back, and they just put 26 screws and 2 steel rods in his back to straighten it out.
Oh my gosh.
He was in the hospital one day, out of the hospital, and today he was climbing down their stairs and going out to the mailbox with his mom and back up the stairs already.
Jeez.
He's
a tough kid.
Yeah, Phil Snyder, Finger Snakes, just popped in. He said he's old school.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Phil's making some nice stuff too.
Absolutely.
And Phil's been making some nice stuff, but yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you something else about the logo. This is funny. Sorry if I brought anybody down with this story. I just had to put that in there for Dog and his family. If you look at Angie, look at the shirt that Jeff's wearing right now.
Yeah.
Look at the kanji. Now look at the kanji on the logo. Can you see it on the green screen? They're two different.
Oh.
Okay. You see the green screen?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is when I looked up the kanji for low life, coming from a less than perfect upbringing or a less than perfect place in the big scheme of things of life. So I made that logo with that kanji. Well, in every Asian country except for one, that kanji means coming up from a low place, right? You know, and but in China, it means a really bad word, a derogatory comment to women.
Oh.
The first time I ever vended was at uh, the community center in Goshen, Indiana. It was in the freezing cold wintertime. Sorry about that. The alarm on truck next to me is going off. And I set up my table. I had a little sign strapped to the front of it. I didn't have my displays or nothing. No fancy table cover. I just had this giant kanji with Lowlife Exotics on it that matches the one on Jeff's shirt. There's a little Chinese guy working there, and he kept walking by my table. He was the janitor. He had his broom and a 55-gallon barrel on wheels, running around picking up trash and stuff. And he'd stop at my table and give me the stink eye. He just looked at me sideways, and then he'd go on. Then he'd come back by and stop and look at me sideways. And the third time, I'm like, he stopped and looked at me. You could tell he's just angry as hell. And I'm like, sir, what's the matter? He starts screaming and pointing to my logo. He goes, that right there? He said, that right there? If I say that to my mother, she slapped my face. And I said, if I say that to my mother, she slapped my face. I said, okay, calm down. We can talk this over. And I said, what does it say? What is wrong? And I pulled up my information on my phone of how I did it. I was like, what is wrong? He goes, what you got right here is bad feng shui. He said, this right here, if I say to my mother, she slapped my face, this means bitch or whore. I said, are you kidding me? And he's like, no, sir, that's what that means. I said, I swear I'll change it as soon as I get home.
And now I walk around with it.
Okay, yeah. That means in China, not in Japan. In Japan, it means coming up for whatever. Well, I was on a benefit auction for somebody's cat needed surgery or something. I don't know. They had a lot of cool stuff on it, and an artist. Her name was Grace River Wu. She had done a little watercolor of a ball python, and I bid on that. And then she saw my logo. She said, your logo, and there's crying, laughing emojis after my logo. I'm like, man, what's wrong with my logo? and I sent her a text that said, this is what this means. She goes, yes, it does everywhere except China. She was Chinese too, and she knew that it said bitch or whore in Chinese. I said, okay, what kanji is this on the frame of this art piece that you did that I just won? She said, that means snake in all the Asian countries. I said, that's why I'm changing my logo to. So the one on the green screen, the one on my logo now, that says snake. All because of that little Chinese guy getting pissed off at me at the first show that I ever vended at.
So give that shirt to your sister.
I love this shirt. This shirt ain't going nowhere.
Well, it actually says Lowlife Exotics, bitch. I twisted around to make it right,
Right.
So
yeah. Well, Kike always thought that you were part of the Lowrider family, Lowlife Car Club.
Oh no, I love low riders, bikes and cars. You can take the boy out of Cali, but you can't take Cali out of the boy, right?
Well, with that being said, Thomas, we want to thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you guys. It's been a
and
blast.
explaining what you had to go through coming up to
It seriously was rough. Well,
where we're
To
at
where
now.
we're at now.
yeah, going
And
from
without you OGs, we would never be here.
We wouldn't be where we're at.
thank you guys.
We love
Yeah.
you, Pops.
I appreciate it. I love you too. I can't wait to see you again at Tinley.
Yes.
We'll be there.
Well, we'll be behind the booth this year.
That's all right. If you need to go pee, I'll get behind the booth for you and help you out.
There you go.
As long as you leave.
Then I can say I vended at Tinley.
So
It's been a dream, but the list is long, and I make mostly lower end stuff to get people into the hobby. That's what I've always been about, getting people into the hobby. You can't make the hobby bigger if you don't get the people into the hobby.
That's what we pride ourselves on. We pride ourselves on making something in everybody's price range so that we can
Yep,
still breed beautiful stuff, but offer stuff to everybody.
Yep.
that's right.
So
Yeah, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you make a beautiful snake, the snake's going to sell itself.
absolutely.
Yeah. Even if it is a Mojave.
Yep.
So make the best ones that you can.
Yeah.
Pick out the prettiest stuff
I think
and
our
the best
second or
stock
third
that you can
snake was
find.
a Mojave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have single gene Mojaves, and I got an old Mojave, and I'll never get rid of him. He still can breed, and he's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We still got some of our first snakes, and
Yeah.
my first one, Diana, she will never go anywhere.
Yeah.
She'll never leave this house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a pinstripe like that. Her name's Tinsley. Cameron just bred her daughter. They have her one of her daughters, and that's pretty awesome when your grandkids are making snakes with snakes you made.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't
you know,
have the
it-
grandkids, but our babies are making babies.
Yeah, our babies are making babies, and
That's right.
yeah, our babies are making babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't hold anything back from our babies. We didn't hold anything back
No.
except for last year's clutch.
Okay. Well, Bridget, I'm talking Bridget.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Bridget, her babies, but we
Yeah.
didn't hold any of Bridget's babies
No,
back.
we did
so,
not.
Yeah.
I did that the first time, the first clutch we ever made. I just wanted to, me and Trent, we just wanted to make a banana pinstripe. We made the banana, we hit one banana pinstripe. He got out of his little tub, never did find him. Took me 5 years to hit another banana pinstripe.
Oh my
Oh
gosh!
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Bears stopped in.
Bear did
It's
stop
okay
in.
if you're late, brother, and we appreciate you stopping in. So, make sure you go back and check the replay. It's
You knew we were going to
episode-
go. Yeah, you
yeah.
knew we were going to go over.
Yeah, episodes you don't want to miss.
Absolutely.
So before we say goodbye to you, we always give you the opportunity to say the last words.
Just thank everybody for showing up, and be kind to one another and make snakes, man.
Absolutely.
And get more new people in the hobby. Support US Arc.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to be here and do this, make yourself useful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you can't afford a subscription to US Arc, a membership for a year, talk to somebody. Somebody will help you out.
Oh, absolutely. They will.
Lots of
Yeah.
nice people.
And there's a lot of auctions and benefits that go around that offer year memberships and that you
Oh yeah.
up for really cheap.
Yeah, but there's most people will get you a bronze membership and not even think anything about it, just to get you.
I try to get at least one new member now. I try to get, sponsor one new member every October, because that's when I renew my subscription.
Yeah. We don't renew ours until we get a warning email saying, "Hey, yours expires."
Your warning email.
It's always February.
There's Tina. Tina popped in. Tom turned me into a snake lover and was by my side when I bought our first one. We love you, Papa Tom.
Oh my goodness, that's my daughter-in-law. Yeah. I love you, Tina. That's a story all itself. That was the best that day. They were on. Can I go on?
Absolutely.
Okay. They were on their way to Detroit to buy a dog. They called and asked me where I was at. I said, well, I'm gonna be here till 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I'm going to Tinley. Well, we'll be there by blah 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 blah. I said, no, you asked gonna be here at 6 o'clock in the morning, or I'm not gonna be here. I'll be on my way to Tinley. And they said, okay. And they drove straight through from Montgomery, Alabama, all the way to my house. I had air mattresses on both of the living room floors. They took a nap. I fixed breakfast. We left about 7:30 or 8. They slept for an hour or two. Tina was adamant, there's never going to be a snake in my house. She's straight up Southern girl. Never ever is there going to be a snake in my house. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We got all the girls up there to my two granddaughters, Kitty Lynn and Carly, two of my granddaughters. We got them in the building. That's all you have to do, really, is get them in the building.
Oh yeah.
So the girls had never seen anything like that in their life. They're like, can we hold this one? Can we hold that one? They're on their own walking around asking everybody, can they hold their snakes, and getting all these pictures. And then we're down at the other end of the building. I'm standing by Garrett Hartle's display looking at super dwarfs, and I feel this little pull on my shirt, and it's my daughter-in-law, Tina. And she goes, Papa Tom, she said, I think I found one I want, but I don't want to pay that much money for him. Can you come over here and talk this guy down? I said, I'll be right there. And went over there, and that was La Familia. We got oh gosh, can't remember all the genes that's in him. He's a banana Mojave something. His name is Elliot. Okay. And they still have him. He's just bred with Tinsley's daughter, Penny, one of the snakes that I made and gave to the girls a few years ago. Well, no, I gave her to them when we came back home from Tinley that year.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So, and then it's Aubrey, right?
Yeah, Aubrey.
The firefighter.
Yep.
Yeah, she said he helped me when I bought my first snake. It was a big male pastel, and Tom answered all my questions. He's been a great mentor.
There you go.
Thanks, Aubrey.
Yeah.
You rock, kid. She does. She's so awesome.
Yeah. So you have a lot of people looking up to you.
I love all you guys, man.
And you have
that's heartfelt from an old guy.
and you have the knowledge and the demeanor and the attitude and it just to be able to help everybody. I mean, I've never seen you without a smile. I mean, you're always so friendly and just.
If I'm around snakes and snake people or any reptile people, monitors, whatever, I'm always smiling.
Yeah.
That's
so you need
the reptile community is the best. There's a few people that want to stir shit and fight with each other, but they'll grow out of that someday.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And you still need to make it out for the crawfish boil.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I was all packed up and ready to go. I was getting ready to jump on my Harley and take off, and I heard Trent start screaming,
Yeah.
Dad, help, Dad, help. He's don't know his own strength, I guess. Took the handle right off the bathroom water faucet.
Jeez.
Water shooting up, straighting up in the air, bouncing off the ceiling. I'm like, oh God, I'm not gonna get to go now.
Well, next
So
year
I
is
had to.
April 26th, so put it on the calendar.
I like it when you do that late April, early May. You know, it's warming up a little bit. It does give me a shot at getting down there on my
Yep.
Harley.
Yeah. And
I
then
wanted to be there so bad. And then I saw what happened to Maki. Maki, okay?
Yeah.
she's doing
She's
okay.
doing okay.
You know,
Okay, good.
she's got a tough road ahead of her, but she's doing okay. She's
Yeah,
starting to move around a little bit more, and we go
good.
over once a week, once every 2 weeks,
Yeah,
and
Bear goes over.
Bear
Bear and
goes
his
over.
wife Jessica. So
Yeah,
we're all trying to take care of her.
Good on all y'all.
yeah. And then Miss Tessa says, "We love you too, Papa Tom."
I love you, baby girl.
Yeah.
I love you,
So,
boys.
I'm gonna wait until we're saying
yeah.
goodnight.
All right. Again, thank you so much, Thomas.
Anytime.
We were talking the other day, and I think there was a message came across, and we were talking. We were like, you know what? Let old school versus new school. You know what has
Yeah.
changed in the hobby, and
It's
immediately
all
we're
changed
like,
so much, and it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Be patient and make progress all the time, man.
yeah. And I don't know why we've never asked you to come on the show prior to this, but as soon as we started talking about that, we were like,
Thomas,
we got to
gotta
get
get
fucking
Pops.
Thomas on.
Get
We
Pops
have to
on.
get Thomas on.
Thank you, guys.
So
I
Absolutely.
can't thank you enough.
Thank
It's
you.
it's so fun. I come on anytime. Hit me up. We'll
We
do it
will.
again down the road. As you know, as long as I'm here, as long as I'm kicking and making snakes.
there you go.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Now,
I never thought. I never thought when I started with that first snake on my own when I was 15 years old, that retic that I got down Texas, that anything like any of this would ever happen. I
yeah,
really didn't. It's so amazing. It's so amazing what U.S. Arc's doing. It's so amazing what Brian and Bob are doing.
right.
It's all just amazing. Every time I go to Tinley, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
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 You know, just see Addie's artwork.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh, just amazing.
That it's it's all amazing, every bit of it. So when I see people fighting with each other over who's doing what, blah blah blah, I'm like, how can you do that? You know, it's that that part of the bothers me.
yeah.
You know, when people are think it's a competition, they're all trying to one up each other and stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
or bitching about somebody about what bedding they're using, all that jazz that went on. It's kind of been squashed now,
Right.
Yeah.
but you know that's just dumb, and it brings disgrace on everybody that keeps reptiles. When the public sees that, like the fighting over the putting live feedings
Right.
on
Right.
YouTube and stuff. Um, I don't know if you know this, but the people outside of the community, they don't care if it's live or frozen thawed. They don't want to see any of it.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
and eventually the younger keepers that are coming up are doing that, paid attention to older keepers, and you know it all works itself out. You don't need to take control over, think you need to take control over anybody else or anything they're doing. Just sit back and enjoy it
Yes.
for
Yes.
what
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
Yep.
And
You know?
and enjoy what you're making, and enjoying the company around you, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
promise you it will never get old. It will never get old if you're willing to put in the work and everything else. You know, the first time you cut an egg open, or you see an egg pip,
hmm
it's all over from there on.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
you,
Yep.
uh, you, uh, you can't stop doing it.
Yep. And know how many, no matter how many eggs you cut. I mean,
It's Christmas. It's
it's
absolutely Christmas every
It
time.
is. It's Christmas in June, July, August, September. It's a Christmas at Tinley, Christmas in March at Tinley and Dallas, and
Yep.
uh,
uh,
it's it's so wonderful.
yeah. We just picked up another snake yesterday, and it'll be shipped Thursday. And
Oh,
then
good deal. I picked up two last weekend.
did you? Angie's like, "Happy
Happy
Father's
Day.
Day."
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I picked up the Hurricane from Steve, a Wise Guys. I love that guy. Him and his lady. They're fun to sit and talk to. And JCC, that's an amazing young man making some uh,
mhm.
killer ball pythons. His setup was nice. He had beautiful animals, fair prices.
Wow.
I picked up a little male hypo black pastel to put with one of Tom's snakes. Because did you see that? Uh, I think it was Balls of Fury. It's a hypo black pastel HRA.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
I'll send you a picture of it. Man, what a cool snake!
Okay.
I bought that little hypo black pastel male off JCC just to see if we can make one of those
Okay.
All
to
right.
put
Cool.
in our collection. It
Uh-huh.
looks like it's primer gray with white bubbles going down both sides of it, and a
Oh,
Awesome.
white
nice.
white stripe going down the back. Really cool looking snake,
Yeah.
and simple to make too.
Yeah. And sometimes, just throwing a couple genes together it makes some beautiful snakes.
Well, sometimes people overthink it. They're like, well, if I put this with this, it's going to be ugly as sin, you
Hmm.
know. But then somebody else does it, and it's like, bam!
Yeah.
Why didn't we do that before?
Why do it?
You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
take the chance. Don't overthink stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what
Take the
tell
chance
people.
and see what happens. You know,
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta think outside the box.
the worst that's going to happen is somebody's going to buy it off you for a pet for $50. You know,
Right.
and if you hit something really cool, uh, you'll keep it
Yeah.
in your collection and make more of them, and then somebody else has a chance to get one too.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Morphelli came in. Welcome, Morphelli. And then Cameron says, got another one coming in tomorrow.
yep,
So
he's on it. I saw. I showed him a snake that it was really nice. It worked really good in his collection. I'm like, hey, about this right here. He said, I can't buy that if I want to stay married, Dad.
and then
Uh,
Blakers is trying to start shit saying Cypress mulch is the best.
right on, Blakers. The if you want to talk trash about all the different beddings, they all work good to a certain extent. I have a pet peeve, and it is with uh, um, cocoa husk. I can't stand, and I have to look at them all the time on Instagram. I can't stand these big females sitting on the clutch of eggs that have worked themselves all the way down to the bottom of that cocoa, and they're sitting right on the plastic tub. And that is like fingernails on a chalkboard to me every time
That's a
I
pet
see
peeve
that.
to you, huh?
And if you use aspen, which a lot of people are down on, I've been using it for 47 years. If you use aspen, yeah, you got to change the tub more often because once aspen gets a lot of water in it from the snakes going in and out of their water bowl, and the humidity raising up, it starts to turn pink. You got to change it right then, or you're going to get those little black mushrooms will start growing in there,
Right.
and that's just disgusting. I can't stand that either. So I change my tubs a lot, and my favorite is cypress.
Okay. So
My
so
favorite bedding is cypress, but we can't get pure cypress up in the Midwest. You have to live down below the Mason-Dixon line to get pure cypress,
okay.
basically, if you want to get
Okay.
a bunch of it. The cypress up there is a cypress blend, and it's blended uh, with pine and whatever else that you can't have that in there to kill the snakes.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I
Well,
love cypress. I love seeing a big old female sitting on a clutch of eggs on top of all that padding. It just is. I I think the snake feels better, so that makes me feel better.
so every time we post a clutch picture, just don't look at it then.
Oh no, I look at them. I look at them. I got to see everything you guys are making and everybody else is. Uh, that There's was a super high OD calico scrambler, and I can't remember who made that. God, that snake is so pretty.
The one we have.
We have the scrambler.
Yeah,
Was
we
it
have that.
you?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have that snake.
Yeah.
Oh, this snake is a super high OD calico scrambler. You
Yeah.
guys have that snake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention to who made it. I'm like, that's just a beautiful snake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I screenshot them. And then I edit them, and then I make sure I can see what genes are there, and I save it in case I got the stuff and things work out, and I want to make one of those too.
It came out of Canada. It came from NKB.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah.
That's really neat what it does. I was like, that's prettier than any spider combo I've ever seen.
And it has spider
Well,
in it.
if you okay, I was gonna say if you take this one, I'll get it, but top shelf.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not in shad. Hopefully, it's not. In shad.
You have to go to single screen, Angie, too.
Okay.
I can't see it if you don't.
We
Go
can
to
do
single
her.
screen.
We can do her. Hi, Logan. Ledka just came in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll.
What's
scoot
up,
in.
Ledka?
Sorry, baby. Okay.
I've seen
So-
Ledka since the St. Louis show.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So what the genes are is super OD, fire inchy, yellow belly, calico spider scrambler.
Wow, that's a big stack.
Okay, you're gonna have to go to one screen because he
Okay.
said we won't be able to see it if you don't. There we go.
And
Oh, let
And
me
it's
turn off
flushed
the.
up. Okay.
Let me turn off the.
Yeah, the light's washing it out.
How's that?
Oh yeah, that's pretty as can be. Yeah. I have a Mota. That's one of the first ball pythons I ever bought too, from Hilton Head Exotics. She is gorgeous. It's a Mota pastel calico spider. I'll send you a picture of her sometime.
yeah.
I don't breed her anymore. I keep her as a pet because she did start wobbling.
Yeah, we love the sugar and calico into spider.
Yeah, I have a VPI Xanthic calico that I got from Jason, and I have a sugar male that they're getting pretty good size. So I'm gonna start making some stuff with them too. I think that calico. I think I'm gonna try to make a calico VPI Xanthic albino
Okay.
pinstripe.
Okay. So
What I'm
we did.
shooting at. I
we
got so
did,
many genes in my collection. I got to take a second to think about what am I trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. We did the super pastel G stripe Xanax this year.
Those come out good.
They're in the incubator right now.
Oh, they haven't hatched yet.
Yeah. So it was a super pastel G stripe het VPI to a super pastel G stripe het VPI.
Oh yeah.
So
You'll
everything
hit-
will be super pastel G stripe.
Yeah, you'll hit it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You'll hit it.
So we're having fun. We're having fun. It's been an exciting year.
It's been an exciting year. It really has.
I think next week or 2 weeks from now, I mean, we cut eggs like every day.
Every day there should be eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching. You guys are busting it out.
We're trying.
And
I
we said
got,
we
I just got 6 or 7 clutches in the incubator. I only bred 13 pairs this year.
okay.
Okay.
I could have bred 25 or 30. I only bred 13 or 14.
I think we're going to end up close to 30.
Yeah, it'll be
25 to 30.
Yeah.
That's a good amount if you got to. I hit 20. Was it 2, 3 years ago? I can't remember exactly, but I paired 29 pairs. I'm thinking half of them will go because I don't have I don't use
The ultrasound.
yeah, I don't use the ultrasound. I do it like Garrick DeMeyer does, just put them in there every month, and I stop feeding them like Vin Russo. I don't feed them for a while, and then I start feeding them heavy, and they just eat them rats up, and they get nice and chunky, and then I start pairing them, and we get our clutches.
Yep.
But I paired 29 pairs, thinking I'll get half of that, maybe. I'll get 10, 13, 14 pairs. I got 23 clutches out of 29 clutches. I'm there by myself, flipping mice, flipping mice, flipping mice, flipping mice. I'm never going to do this again. I'm never going to do this again. They all hatched. I think I didn't get any slugs in any clutch.
Oh my gosh.
I think we lost one baby that just would not eat and wouldn't. He was so tiny he wouldn't let me even assist feed him.
Yeah.
And we lost that one baby out of. I can't even remember how many eggs it was. It was so many. I have to look at my records to see.
Yeah, we've lost
2 eggs.
2 eggs, and it was in the second clutch. We lost 2 eggs that clutch, and everything else been looking good.
Yeah, I got 2 slugs and lost 1 egg so far, and I tried to take that egg out of the. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get this egg out of here. I picked it up, and no sooner than I got it out of the egg box, the damn thing popped and shot goo all over the inside of my.
Did it really?
I had to scrub the whole inside of my incubator out. I kept closing the door, scrubbing a little, open the door back up, scrub a little, close the door, trying to, keep the eggs warm.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, next time I'm just going to leave that rotten egg there till the baby's hatch, and then I'll throw it out the window.
That's what we did. We left those 2 in there.
Yeah.
I threw it out the back door. I come home the next day. There's a buzzard flying around my house. I'm like, that damn thing is after that egg I threw out back.
Yeah. But, that's what we do with the rats. We have a rat pass away, and it goes out the door, and the cats or whatever else wildlife comes and gets
Takes it out.
My little place where I got our double wide at, it's a little funky little double wide. I don't have a fancy house, nothing like that.
Sharon, where are you? Triple T. He's got a double wide.
You can take the boy out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the boy either. I have a little creek that runs by 2 sides of the property there, and there's a tree stump back there if I have a rat pass away, because I keep them until they get old and pass away. A lot of the ones that make babies to feed the snakes with, I'll take them out there and sit them on that tree stump. Well, a little coyote that would come and take the rats, run off with them and eat them. My neighbor shot him. I was like, man, you shot my buddy. He's like, yeah, I shot that coyote. He keeps coming back here to get the rats that you put out on that stump. I said, well, that's why I'm putting them out there.
I'm feeding them. You ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, he shot my coyote, man.
Oh, man.
He's a good neighbor. Nothing against him or nothing. Rob's a good neighbor. He keeps a good watch out on the neighborhood.
Well, that's what it sounds like with rifle in hand.
Yeah, we go out back and practice. Tom used to bring his guns over all the time. I don't keep any guns at the house anymore.
Yeah.
You know, with the babies being there all the time and everything else. We got a berm out back, pushed up, and we
Yeah.
practiced back there. Back in the day,
Shouldn't
Tessa,
pop
Tessa, she's a dead eye. Oh yeah, I got the kids shooting early on when they were kids. That's why they ended up going to. All my kids have been on the team to shoot at the World Championships archery for NAS. I was a field judge for years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to make them so mad. They'd be sitting there with them BB guns or their little bows, and I'd have a BB gun, and they'd be zoning in on a pop can, and right before they'd let that arrow go, I'd shoot that pop can off of the tree at the same time. And they'd be like, "Damn it, Dad! Cut it out!"
That's awesome.
Yeah, they all start shooting when they're 4 years old.
Yeah. So
And Taylor broke the Illinois state record when she was 12 years old. The Illinois women's state record when she was 12.
Wow.
Nice.
So she get the big plaque on the wall in the gymnasium.
you
know,
that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I've
All
had
right.
a good run, man. I've had a good run.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
We're 2 hours into it.
Sweet.
You yeah, right. you were actually on your downtime right now. You gotta hit the road this morning. Go drop off your load.
Yep, y'all wore me out. I'm ready to take a nap.
See, and that it'd be perfect time. What is it? It's 10:30, 10:40 out there where you're at.
Yeah.
So get a couple hours nap in, and then get up and hit the road.
Yeah.
So.
And I'll see you at Tinley.
Absolutely, you'll see us.
You be safe out on that road, and we love you. And
yes,
again,
sir, will do.
And thank you for coming on again.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, guys.
All right.
My heart swelled 3 sizes too big.
Ah,
I love y'all.
Love you too.
See ya.
All right.
Okay.
What a great show. Love Thomas.
You can't top that.
No.
You can't top that. I am, however.
You kind of wrapped up right now.
I'm kind of wrapped up right now. I want to remind everybody that we do have a contest going on where you have to like and share and do your phrase so that we can see that you've posted it. But I want to show off the little one that we're going to be giving away. So this little beauty right here, and she's been wrapped up down here on me, so I don't know if she's gonna let loose so I can show you. But this is her, and she is gorgeous. I'm coming that way.
There you go.
Coming that way.
So.
And again, she is an Inchy Desert Ghost typo.
And the contest will end on the 23rd of June at 2 p.m. Central Time. So make sure that you post your comments prior to that at 2 p.m. Central Time. The winner will be picked and announced.
And we will contact you personally. So don't believe any of the scammers that are out there. We will contact you personally to let you know that you won. Yeah.
So if you haven't entered into the giveaway, make sure you go over to any of our social media. It's tied into all of our social media. You go to any of our social media and enter to win this beautiful little girl. So
okay. And for the rest of this evening and for every other evening, we'll be right here doing what we love, loving what we do. Y'all keep chasing your dream.
We love you. And we'll see y'all next week. Thank you, guys.